So for this last short paper, the topic is misperceptions in the political realm, which there are many. There's a lot of different ones. One of them include a lot of misperceptions that have to do with the media, and my topic for this short paper kind of falls in that realm. So it has to do with the Bush administration and Iraq obtaining weapons of mass destruction, which they claimed, and it's the reason that we went to war in Iraq. The big reason for this was they kind of needed a reason to go to war after 9/11. A lot of Americans were mad. And my source for this comes from an article by Michael Massing, and it's kind of based off a statement by Philip Knightley, where he says reporters in the military are irreconcilably at odds. So to start off, the sources or the reporters and the sources they used stating that there were weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, the sources were a lot of defectors from Middle Eastern countries, and a lot of them held little to no credibility. They were just finding these sources because the reporters had obligations favoring the government or the military, and this kind of led to just partial bias in the selecting of their sources, leaving any other source who was kind of had dissenting views to just not be considered at all. They were just looking for anyone who would just kind of give them what they wanted to hear. As I stated, the government needed a validated reason to go to war in Iraq, and they were just kind of nitpicking to find anything they could. And the threat of Iraq having weapons of mass destruction was a very good one to choose because the public, it's a fear for the public. You don't want to get nuked. You don't want to get bombed. It just almost was like the government was telling reporters, go find the evidence, on a controversial topic, and kind of just telling them to go away from their moral steps they're supposed to use as journalists when finding actual truthful information. In the article, Massing cites a published New York Times article from 2002 where it stated how a high number of imported high-strength aluminum tubes were confiscated that were they were heading to Iraq. That was the final destination. And when the writers of the article were asked who their sources were, or if the information was leaked, they denied that it was leaked, and they also wouldn't give out their sources. And this was just really easy for the public to accept all the information as factual, especially after being published in a legitimate magazine like the New York Times. And in the end, we never really actually found true factual evidence that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction, but the Bush administration still sent in troops to go fight in Iraq and kind of just, get that victory for America after 9/11 happened. So that was my topic on misperceptions in the political realm. And this is the end of it.